to license it.
Meep, meep.
Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a Darda Beach Buggy. Darda is a toy manufacturer from Germany, and this little guy has a set of gears in the back that you can see that make it go forward. It's called a pullback toy. You press down on the rear wheels and pull it backwards a few inches and release it, and it shoots forward. As is often the case, there's a little bit of damage. You can see a broken windshield frame, chip paint, and this is missing the tonneau cover, so I'm going to have to give attention to all of those issues. And it comes apart differently. There are no rivets to be drilled out. This just has a tongue and groove in the front, and it clicks into place at the back. So that saved me a couple of moments of work. And this is the first Darda toy for me, so I need to give it a little bit closer inspection, especially this bit with the gears in the back, and got to figure out how this works because mine sadly is non-functioning. And I can dress it up and make it look a little better, but I'd be most happy if I could get this rolling again at the end of the process. Yeah, well, it looks complex and it looks really, really small. And this build is going to answer the question, how small is too small? Okay, there's a little dashboard clipped in there, and here it comes. No, missing a steering wheel. This poor little guy's got lots of issues. And right about this point I say, is it worth it? Yeah. So into the bench vise, and the only drilling required here is from the underneath. These are where the little headlights are attached, and one of them was visible, and this other one just got painted over at the factory. So I just got to open that up, and they popped out easily too. So now my number one fear is losing those at some point in this process. It's the standard paint stripping procedure into the gel. And today I'm just going to screw the top on there and let the chemicals do their thing. And as always, a little hot soapy water at the beginning so it's clean for me to work on. And in this case, it was important, I thought, because of the gears and this little mechanism. Better remove these carpet hairs or cat hairs. Maybe that's what's got it gummed up. I hope it's not going to be a difficult repair, but it's not working for some reason. This is a plastic base on the Darda model. Now, I have worked on several different kinds of cars now, and you're familiar with Hot Wheels and Corgi and, of course, Matchbox, but I've also now discovered Welly tools and Maisto and Play Art. Siku is a German-made toy car, as is today's Darda. So both of those are very European, and you may not have seen too many of these in the UK or in the US or Canada. Let me know if you've ever discovered a Darda model, especially one of these pullback toys. I'd be interested to hear about that and where you're from. So if you're in Tasmania and you say, I've got lots of Dardas, cool, let me know. And as I give this a clean up, let me request, if you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and press the subscribe button that's in the bottom right corner. I'm almost at 200 subscribers now, and you might be the one to put me over the top of that mini milestone. And hit the notification bell too, because I regularly update the content these days during the lockdown, and a couple times a week there will be a new video uploaded. And invite you to leave your respectful comments below as well. Tell me what you like or what you think I could improve upon when I'm doing these builds. Remember, it's a hobby. These aren't competition entries. In fact, I don't even display them or collect them. I'm going to give this away as well as all of my cars when I'm finished. And it's just going to become a gift for a little boy or girl and get a second life. Well, the inevitable happened, and that broken windshield frame broke in another spot that looked like a weak corner. So, no big deal. I'll just have to fix that up with a little bit of glue when it comes time. Super glue. In this case, I put a couple of spots down on the cardboard and dip in these corners. And I'm hoping that's going to be strong enough. This is really good cement glue. And I just need to hold that in place for a couple of moments before I let go. And then I give it lots of time to set up before I continue with the process. So some degreasing, and I'll wear a glove here so that I don't get any more fingerprints or natural oils on that, because it's paint time. The primer coat goes on out of a spray can, and there weren't any little defects to cover up here. It's a pretty true casting. And let's keep the original color today. I thought about a couple of different ways to jazz it up, but I like the red. Red for a beach buggy. That's just the tack coat that you see me putting on, and I'll let that dry, cover up my little spray booth, and get back to it with a second and a third coat as well. But now I turn my attention to this very intimidating looking miniature gear mechanism. And the sum total of my knowledge right at this point is it is kaput, as we say in Switzerland. It's lost its mojo. The selling point of these little Darda cars is the Darda Motor. And here's an excellent animation by a guy named Jared Owen on his YouTube channel. As he takes it apart, you can see there's only 5 little gears. And the main bit is this torsion spring that gets wound up tight. And when you release the car, the energy is released, all kinds of physics happen inside, and zoom, off it goes. That's the principle. So I get out my jeweler's kit and a cup of coffee, and yeah, I did my best on that. How did it work out? I'll show you at the end. And speaking of super small, there's a tiny little dashboard missing a miniature steering wheel. So I rustled around in my junker's box and I found this little Majorette Peugeot that looks like somebody's post-apocalyptic build. I rather think it was chewed by the dog. And I take it apart in search of this one elusive piece. All I want is that tiny little pink steering wheel. So I was happy to have a donor car today just to supply that missing bit. And now I'm going to sand down the dashboard, a little bump that the missing steering wheel was mounted on, like so. And the reason for this is because I went to the computer and mocked up a little instrument panel of my own that I'm going to put on top of this, and I think that'll dress it up just a little bit. Even though it's tiny, it's an open cockpit cabriole, and you'll see this. And there's not a lot of detail work required here, but for sure, you need some taillights on the beach buggy. I've been on a lot of beaches. I've never been in a beach buggy. I have lived in 7 different countries, and I've now visited 72 all around the world. And my favorite beach? I've been to Daytona in Florida. I've been to Waikiki, Hawaii. Sicily and Croatia here in Europe have beautiful beaches, but I'm going to put Bali, Indonesia, Nusa Dua Beach at the top of my list, but I've spent more time under the water than on the beach. I'm a scuba diver. This eBay pic shows the tonneau cover that should be present. Mine is missing, so I made one out of styrene that you can see here on the left. I've installed the headlights and the dashboard at this point in the reassembly. So the mechanism for the gears goes back, and the little tongue and groove for the body, and a click click at the back. And that's a pretty nice looking, cute little Darda Beach Buggy. There's my tonneau cover. It doesn't cover over the gears, but it makes for the cabrio top. Well, let's have a look around. Real nice new paint job. Glad I didn't lose the headlights. The windshield repair went well, and I think those are really outstanding looking wheels that come with the Darda. Perfect for this buggy. Didn't have to do a thing to those. I'm my own worst critic, and I see areas for improvement, but overall, I will give this my own thumbs up because it's just cute, and it came out very, very well in the end. I'm pleased. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever worked on a Darda model, especially one of these pullback toys. Test drive. Success. It burns rubber. Remember how it looked in the beginning? Broken windshield, some missing parts, scuffed up, but it is looking like a 2020 model now. The little Darda had some unique issues and presented me with a couple of challenges, but it worked out well in the end, and I'm very glad that you visited today to see it. Come on back soon, and often. It's coffee time.